And they're off. And quickly into stride, Ancient Wisdom towards the far side, and Chief Little Rock more towards the centre near side. Ambiente Friendly now comes through quite strongly and freely, however, and it's Ambiente Friendly on the far side. Chief Little Rock on the far side for Godolphin is Ancient Wisdom. They're tracked by Arabic Legend, perhaps racing a touch awkwardly early on from Starliner Orn, and Per Contra is nudged along at the back of the field through the first quarter mile or so. Fairly well strung out. Ambiente Friendly continues to lead the way by a length and a half to Chief Little Rock on the near side, followed then by Ancient Wisdom, Arabic Legend on the right, Starliner, further right Per Contra, still a bit off the gallop. And covered up towards the far side in the silver silks with a claret cap is Orn. On their way now towards the final 3 furlongs, about 3.5 from the finish. Ambiente Friendly is stalked, followed by Chief Little Rock in second place, then Ancient Wisdom. Chief Little Rock coming there strongly in the hands of Ryan Moore. Just being woken up now is Ancient Wisdom on the far side, running on Per Contra, having been off the bridle from some way out. They're followed by Orn. Arabic Legend has dropped away, and so too is Starliner. On the far side, Ancient Wisdom finding plenty. Chief Little Rock, and then in third is Ambiente Friendly, but it's Ancient Wisdom who's beginning to assert here as they race up towards the line, and asserting in fantastic style, coming right away here. 4 or 5 lengths to Chief Little Rock, who's plugging on, but Ancient Wisdom takes the Autumn Stakes in terrific style. From Chief Little Rock second, Ambiente Friendly back in third, and for fourth, Orn.
Charlie Appleby has just won his 5th Autumn Stakes, this with Ancient Wisdom. He's already the most successful trainer in the race. He's just added to that with this success. Many congratulations. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we came here with confidence in that, we felt the horses as a physical has done very well from the Pat Edry. We purposely gave him a break there. I've sort of muted it enough times now. I felt I've sort of mismanaged the horse there, probably in his second start there, going to Newmarket. He won his maiden very well at Haydock, and then we went to Newmarket. I felt there was enough time in between those races, and he won, but he made a bit of hard work on quick ground. And then obviously then we looked towards the Pat Edry, which was probably 2 or 3 weeks later again, and I went there thinking we could win, to be honest. Obviously, as we know, it worked out a very good race.
It's a ridiculously deep race, isn't it?
And so obviously it marks the winner up considerably again. From our own point of view, I felt that the horse needed a break, and I haven't seen a horse for a long time do physically as well as he has done in that break as well. He's a typical Debarwi. I won't keep repeating myself, but he's just time with those horses, and he's in that time has just flourished, and came here today with confidence, but obviously again meeting some nice horses.
He clearly relished that extra furlong as well, didn't he?
For sure. I mean, I said to Wenlin before, ride him with a bit of confidence out there in respects to go forward with him, because I feel that the step up in trip was going to suit him, and also the ground conditions, we were hopeful they would suit him. He's got a good old bit of knee action on him.
I was going to ask you about that, and how do you think that might limit where you'll take him in his 3-year-old year?
Look, one thing about him is, even with that knee action, he travels. And I think any of those horses, don't matter whether you're going up or down dale, if you travel in the bridle, it overcomes the sort of the knee actions and the excuses we normally use when we get beat.
He is an exciting horse. How far do you think he'll stay?
I hope he gets a 1.5 miles in time, but whether he's a more of a French jockey club horse next year, or whether he's a Derby horse, we'll get the winter out of the way and we'll see where we are. I mean, personally, it's a long shout from now on, but if you ask me where will we sell our stall for the spring of his 3-year-old career, I'll probably look at a Dante, right, and work away from there.
Does that speak of where you see him in your middle distance pecking order as well? Because traditionally we see the Dante as the most important stepping stone for the Derby.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we've only had 2 horses there, 2 colts at a pattern level in respects to this fella and Arabian Crown a bit later that have campaigned, obviously, and Arabian Crown won the listed and he was listed place, but those are the 2 colts that have campaigned at that level, so at the moment they're the top of the pecking order, but hope there's 1 or 2 lurking in the wings.
And I assume that's it from this horse through this season?
Yes, I mean, look, you might all of a sudden get potentially sucked into thinking, well, could you go to Racing Post or something like that? I just said to William there, let's just dust settle it. It's not my immediate thought, but he's a horse that, as William said, he relished the conditions out there. And who knows what we'll be encountering next summer.
You mentioned Arabian Crown, runs later in the Zetland. How do you think that the course, the conditions are going to stack up for him?
I think they suit him. He's a hard horse to get a handle on, Lydia, because he's not a workhorse. So he's always sort of gone into his races as, we'll run him and see how we get on. And thankfully he's come back and pleased us. But he comes back and works, and just works in his normal sort of lethargic manner, should we say. We've had a pair of these horses in both obviously the Autumn and the Zetland, and the only reason we sort of split them up in the manner they have is, like I say, this horse just shows, a bit more, natural pace, should we say, compared to Arabian Crown. But they're confident going into it. He looks well, and his work's his work. But on the evidence of what he's achieved so far today, he should be a big player.
After the double from the 2 fillies yesterday, you must be feeling a lot more encouraged. You were touching on this with Rishi yesterday about your 2-year-olds going into 3-year-old year.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, look, Lydia, it's been a long year. We set off the spring there, sort of in our own mindset, knowing what we had. Doesn't mean you've got to document it to everybody. Unfortunately, the horses weren't there, and you can't, as they say, turn a sow's ear into a silk purse. But the team have kept the morale up and have belief in some of these 2-year-olds that we're going to hopefully have some nice 2-year-olds turning into 3-year-olds, and as I said, the formula's there, so just stick to the plan, and if the right horses come through the system, we're confident we'll be competitive in the right races.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations here. Best of luck later on.
Brilliant. Thanks, Lydia.
Thank you.
All right.
Subscribe to Racing TV's YouTube channel now to watch more great races like this.